What's up guys, my name is Kashyap Swaroop. I'll be your instructor for the day. I'll be talking about the Catholic papacy today. This is in light of the recent election of the new Pope, Pope Francis. And I thought this might be very interesting to know about. You can follow me on this Twitter handle, jam_outcast. This video is brought to you by Gyan Central and Unacademy. So before we move on, let's just try to understand who or what is a Pope. Well, technically Pope is a colloquial term. It's not a term that can be officially used to address His Holiness. The word Pope itself comes from the Greek word papus, which means father or papa. So the Pope is the father of the Catholic Church. He plays the role of a shepherd, and he is known to be the successor of Saint Peter the Apostle. The office of the Pope is known as the Papacy. This office is based in the Vatican City, which is an independent country inside of Rome. To give you a better understanding of the Pope's standing within the Catholic Church system, let's take a look at the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, shall we? So at the very top, as I mentioned earlier, is the Pope and his cardinals. Now under the Pope and the cardinals come individual Catholic archdioceses. In each archdiocese there is an archbishop. Within the archdiocese there are multiple Catholic dioceses in which there are bishops. Now these bishops are in charge of local parishes, which you can't see over here. I'll just write that down for you. So these local parishes have pastors or priests. So these pastors are basically there to guide the practitioners of the religion, which can be you and I or any other Catholic out there. This system can be likened to say a center, state and city system where there is a center and there's a prime minister. You can say that the Pope is the prime minister. Under the center comes the various states. Each state has a chief minister, so you can say that the archbishop is the chief minister. Under the state come the various cities, so you can say the head or the mayor of the city is the bishop. And within the city there are various municipalities, so you can say that each municipality is a parish, and there are various priests for each parish. So what are the Pope's duties? Well, the Pope has two major jobs. He is the Bishop of Rome. Now what I mean by this is that he has supreme, full, immediate and universal jurisdiction all over the world. Even though the title says Rome, the job encompasses the whole church. Secondly, he is the head of the entire Catholic Church. As the head of the church, the Pope directs the faithful or the practitioners around the world, both directly and through mandates to the bishops who oversee the administrative territories known as dioceses, which I mentioned earlier. He also elevates the bishops to the rank of cardinals as he sees fit. Now this is an important point right here. The fact that he can elevate the rank of a bishop to a cardinal means that when he passes away or when he retires, the next Pope will be elected by his chosen cardinals. This means that the next Pope will most likely have the same values as the previous Pope, so this maintains the tradition of the Pope. Another interesting point to be noted is that when the Pope teaches a doctrine or on faith or morals to the universal church in his unique office as supreme head, he is held to be infallible, incapable of error. So when the Pope asserts his official authority in matters of faith and morals to the whole church, Catholics believe the Holy Spirit guards him from error. Now on to the main topic of discussion, which is how is the Pope elected? Well, the Pope is elected in a college of cardinals. Now this college isn't an educational institute. It's basically a group of cardinals which is given the right to elect the next Pope. Now the Pope must be elected via majority of 2/3 of votes in his favor. And once the Pope is elected or not elected, there is a wet straw, dry straw method which is applied. Wet straw method is basically when the ballots or the voting papers plus wet straw is burnt and the smoke is let out of a small chimney. Now, because the straw is wet, the smoke that comes out of the chimney is black. So this is known as the wet straw method, and this basically shows that the new pope hasn't been elected yet. The dry straw method is when the ballot or the voting papers are burnt with dry straw and the smoke is let out of the chimney. Now this smoke is white in color and it shows to the people waiting outside that the new pope has been elected. The pope must be elected within 21 elections, and every day 2 elections are held. What this means is 2 votes are carried out every day, 2 rounds of voting. If after 21 elections the new pope isn't elected, instead of the 2/3 majority that we spoke about earlier, a 50% majority or a simple majority is enough to elect the new pope. Anybody can become pope. Now this is a very interesting fact and we'll speak about this soon. Yes, anybody can become pope. He could be a layman, he could be a regular churchgoer, he could be a bishop, he could be a cardinal. But chances of a regular churchgoer or a bishop becoming a pope are next to impossible. This is because cardinals generally tend to vote for another cardinal because of the proximity with each other. They know each other well and so they trust each other more. But when I say anybody can become pope, do I mean that a woman can become pope? Well, technically, the Catholic Church debars women from becoming a pope. But there is a legend of a certain Pope Joan who became pope in the medieval period by disguising herself as a man. Now, people say that these legends are false and that they are created by the Protestant Church to malign the image of the Catholic Church, but you really never know. So I encourage you to read up on Pope Joan, and I'll be adding a link in the comment section below. That brings me to my next question. Why did the last pope quit? Well, the last pope, Pope Benedict XVI or Joseph Aloysius Ratzinger, was a German pope. He was a professor of theology who fought to eradicate the church of corruption and deviant behavior. He faced health issues prior to becoming the pope in 2004, and he recently had the pacemaker batteries of his for his heart condition changed. Apparently, age and health played a major role in his retirement. So let's talk about the new pope. Well, the new pope is Argentinian and his name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio. He is the first non-European pope in 1270 years, after a Syrian pope. He is also the first pope to use Francis as a regnal name. He is known for his sympathizing nature towards the poor, sick and homeless, and that is why he has used the regnal name Francis after Saint Francis de Assisi. I thought it might be interesting to talk about a few facts about the new Pope Francis. Well, something that I found really interesting was that he apparently turned to religion after a failed attempt at love. He proposed to a girl at the age of 11 and the girl said no, and so he turned to religion, which I find is really cute. He's a very big supporter of San Lorenzo de Almagro football club since his childhood. He has only one lung. He had a lung removed due to infection in the 60s. He is widely against same-sex marriages, contraception and abortion. On the night of his election, he declined using the papal limousine and instead took the same bus back to his hotel as the cardinals, which goes to show that he is a modest man. If you'd like to know more about the topic or about the history of the Catholic Church, you can always go to this website. It's the official website of the Catholic Church. If you have any direct questions, you can always get back to me via my Twitter handle. This video was brought to you by Gyan Central and an Academy. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.